Hello Internet, welcome back to our Cataclysm tutorial series. Last episodes we talked about grinding our skills, which we've been doing a lot of. Let's go ahead and clear our inventory a little bit. We're going to be heading out and clearing some of the area. We don't need the sewing kit or MP3 player anymore or hacksaw. Drop all of those. Go ahead and grab, what do we have as backup? We have a shotgun and a nail bat. We don't need a million aspirin. Don't know why we have so many aspirin in our inventory. Go ahead and drop, I don't know, 36 of them. Drop those. Again, if you just type the number and then toggle it, it will drop that number. Go ahead and take off the noise canceling headgear. We're not going to need that. What do we need to take with us? We should take our hammer and our screwdriver, because we're going to hammer and screwdriver. Nope, ignore that. Screw. Can't type. Screw. One screwdriver. The reason for this is that if we by some chance make it all the way over there, we're going to want to be disassembling the arcade machines. What is this? Clothing store. We'll take a peek, but odds are good it doesn't have anything we want. We have the brand new spear, and we're going to, just clear out enemies that we see. Going to be a gameplay episode, not a lot of tutorial stuff. We'll just talk about any tips that come up. Some zombies, not really concerning. We've already cleared the enemies that were up here at this vehicle. Really want to get towards working on a vehicle, but we're not there yet. Let's head over here and check this one again. We talked previously about a recharging station. We could use this as a rechargeable thing. We could just dump our batteries in here and turn the engine on so that it gains battery charge from the engine running. Even though we can't drive it because it doesn't have wheels, we could still use it to charge batteries. So we could do that once we get a welder and we need medium batteries. Where's this zombie child? Let's deal with that, because I don't like you being in the area. They're still migrating because of the sounds that they're hearing. So we'll go ahead and clear out the zombie child. Did that damage our spear? No, I'm surprised. Let's stop running. And we'll just start clearing. Again, traditional recommendation is to raid at night and move around at night. But like, I know what I'm doing, so it's usually not a big deal. We're seeing some monster density. Nothing really super scary. And mostly far away. Let's check this vehicle. Real quick, bad engine, no tank, no battery, has wheels, doesn't matter. We'll check the back, it might have a jack in it. Survival kit. This was an item that was added to the game recently. If you find it on day one, it's pretty good. One of these professions starts with it. You drop it, you butcher it, it gives you a bunch of crap. Flint and steel, some flares, folding knife, glow stick, whistle multi-tool. This gear's has an accurate thermometer. It's a whistle, thermometer, magnifying glass, and compass. Pretty useless. Pocket survival guide probably doesn't teach you anything. Purification, none of this is meaningful to me. The foldable plastic bottle is neat, but is useless because it doesn't matter. It's 0.5 liters to carry with you. It's not a big deal. A regular bottle is 0.5 liters, and yes, it collapses, but does it really matter? But on day one, this stuff's pretty good. We'll take the flint and steel, I guess. And we'll just head over here towards the arcade. We'll clear out some of the density as we go. Now, as it gets lighter, we're going to have to be more mindful of vision ranges. But currently, the sun is just coming up, so it's not a big deal. We are getting the horde music, but that's not something to be concerned about at the moment. Again, I know what I'm doing. You know, if you're new, you may be a little hesitant to engage in the daylight like this. But once you learn to play, again, nighttime raiding is what we recommend for new players. But honestly, I find it just so much easier to do it at the daytime. So let's try to bait a few of them. Looks like that motorcycle is on, which will draw the enemies to it because it's making noise. So I have to keep an eye on that, because that may draw enemies from nearby and then they'll be exposed to us. Nothing of value on him. So we'll just move up, try to bait one. Oh, you're a headless zombie. We'll move up to kill him. Oops, didn't mean to move into range with you. And we did spot one there in the building, so we'll deal with that as well. Let's go back to running. And once you know what you're doing, especially if you're using spears, it's very easy. Are you not going to come out to fight me? You just had to break a window. Zombies really like vandalism. They love to smash things. Very rude. They don't really use doors and whatnot. Sounds like there's quite a bit in there. We're going to... I mean, we can't really outpace the dog, so I would prefer to just stand. Let's get our stamina back before they come out. Ignore. Yes. Didn't really get much stamina back. Let's just duck around the corner. Oh, you saw me, didn't you? Yeah. They love vandalism. They love to break windows. Okay, we're seeing some. I'm just going to back up. Give our character a chance to regen some stamina. And they'll just follow us. And we know it's safe back here, so this is the best direction to retreat in. Let them follow us. And then take them down. Let's switch back to running, because we got our stamina back. Keep in mind, if you're playing on a normal world with normal settings, they're going to be about as fast as you. So that's not going to be as easy. But because we turned them down for our tutorial playthrough, they're a little bit slower than they normally would be. So not a big deal. And again, that's something that you'll learn, you know, once you play the game some and you use normal settings, you'll get used to who's fast, who's not, when you can afford to do that, when you need to sprint. Sorry about that mouse cursor. Let's get that out of here. Not sure why it's pinwheeling, but whatever. Smash up the bodies so we don't have to worry about them. Garbage. Another gun, but it's a 9mm pistol, not super relevant. 9mm is a pretty low damage weapon. Low damage caliber is what I should say. Looks like we cleared this out entirely. Just going to push up. We're going to be real careful at this crossroads. Let's turn this motor off. You're drivable. Motorbike, enough wheels. So we could drive this if we wanted to. It is pretty low on gas. And again, I don't really use motorcycles, so I'll just turn... Oh, it doesn't have any controls. So that's why I said, remember, even if all this stuff is there, you need to have controls and a seat. So we don't have controls, so there's no way to turn this off, so it's just going to run until it runs out of gas. This one, engine, gas, battery, wheels, no security system, and it has controls. So a drivable car. Why don't we take this back to base? Oh, well, we should talk about... Okay, this episode's going to become about driving, I guess. Do we want to talk about the actual vehicle menu? We haven't gotten there. We'll do that when we get to car work, when we're actually building a vehicle, working on a vehicle, because there's a lot of information on here. There's a lot of stuff you can do from this menu, but for the purposes of driving, it doesn't matter. We've talked about how to find a vehicle, how to quickly look at this and see if it's drivable. Once you know that, you drive by stepping into the driver's seat. You can interact with the car without actually driving it. If you stand on a tile near the vehicle controls, which are on this seat, we will use the caret symbol. This is the symbol over the 6 key, so Shift 6 on the American keyboard. This will bring up a menu of ways we can interact with the vehicle. If you're in the driver's seat and you press that, it will automatically start driving. Now here it says it's too heavy for its engines. Usually what that means is that the engine has some issues. Let's look at the vehicle. There's nothing wrong with the engine, so it's putting out enough power. Why is this so low? It looks like maybe the alternator is not super good. Where's the alternator? Where's the alternator? Yeah, quite damaged alternator. That's why it's not giving more battery charge. Or producing more power. It's damaged slightly, which affects its power. It could just be literally too heavy for its engines. Because it's damaged, it's not producing total power, and it could just be way too heavy. A lot of times when I see this, though, it means one of the wheels is damaged, is destroyed rather. It doesn't look like that's the case. This should be drivable. I'm not sure why it's too heavy for its engines, but we should be able to drive this. Anyway, if you step in the driver's seat and use the caret, you will jump to driving. If you're outside of it, it will offer you things you can do. It doesn't let you drive it, but you could turn on the engine just to refill the battery charge, or you could turn on the headlights or whatever, or dome lights if you're just trying to craft or something. But we're going to step into the driver's seat. We're going to hit that caret key. You hear it bang as it starts. Why didn't it start, though? Fails to start. Try again. Okay, we are now driving. We can tell we're driving because this red dot appears. This is the direction that you're currently aimed at. So if we turn using... Okay, first of all, stop driving. Why were you in gear? Okay, so first thing, your movement. Currently, we're going 0 miles per hour. We adjust this by pressing the 8 key to increase our speed as though we were moving up, or decrease using the 2 key, the same as though we were moving down. So whatever keys move you up or down are how you will toggle this. We will set a speed, but you'll see we're not moving. I can do this up to 101 miles an hour. We have not moved. Basically, you don't start moving until you wait. So if we go 8 miles an hour and we press the 5 key to wait a turn, oh, nothing happened. If we press it again, we move, okay? And because we're angled off to the side, which we adjust with the left, okay, stop driving. We angle these with the left and, okay, we need to move. So let's drive away. We'll talk about this when we're in a safer position. Let's not deal with a horde while we're trying to give a tutorial. I'm very bad at driving in Cataclysm. I hit things all the time. Okay, drive, turn, okay. Get out of here. Sorry about that. I am a bad driver. Let's drive away. Do not hit the other vehicle. Okay, here's a nice flat stretch of road. We will not move until we press left or right to turn the vehicle, or if we press 5 to wait a turn. If you wait a turn, you will continue moving in whatever direction this is pointed. So if I turn left, we're now facing left. If I press 5 to wait a turn, because we're going 12 miles an hour, the vehicle will continue moving and it will orient itself in that direction. Okay? If we adjust back to straight and we press 5, we'll just keep going straight. So it's definitely something you have to learn how to do. I'm still quite bad at it. I don't think about the edges of my vehicle, so I often hit things. The bigger your vehicle, the more impactful this will be. So we have a little car we can basically turn on a dime. I would recommend always going pretty slow unless you're trying to get away from zombies. I usually roll around at about 8 miles an hour because it gives you more control over the vehicle. If I want to make a really sharp turn in this, I can do that. Or I can't. Why did I lose control? It did not respond to me the way it normally does. You can turn pretty sharply if you are in a small vehicle. If you're in a large vehicle and you try to make a turn, you'll see we're angled slightly. This would extend the whole vehicle at this angle. So if you're in a long vehicle and you try to make a sharp turn, a lot of times you'll clip the corner, or the back end will whip out and hit another vehicle, that kind of stuff. So bigger vehicles are harder to drive. Small vehicles, very easy to control. Although I did lose control of it briefly. I'm guessing that's our driving skill being 0. At low driving skill levels, you'll see we have a driving skill here. It's currently 0. You will lose control of the vehicle occasionally. You will skid a lot more and things like that. Sometimes that's relevant. Most of the time it's not. Most of the time driving levels up pretty quickly, just from driving from place to place, so it's not a big deal. And in smaller vehicles it's less noticeable, although I did lose control up here for some reason. I don't know why. Anyway, you're basically always moving towards the red dot. So if you want to wait and go towards the red dot, just press the wait key, period, or 5, and you'll just head in that direction. Otherwise, yeah, and you can increase speed and decrease speed as you want. The higher your speed, let's crank it way up, the more distance you will cover every time you press the wait key. The slower your speed, the less you will progress. You'll see we're only moving about 1 tile per turn here. And I recommend going pretty slow. And then if you have to turn, it's much more responsive at low speeds. And then if you see zombies coming, you can crank up your speed and really get out of there to outpace them, which is what I did up there when the zombies came out to greet us. So I highly recommend going at like 4-8 miles an hour, something like that. The other thing to note is that driving over items does damage them. We saw that earlier. The weight of the beetle destroys the dress filthy. Now obviously in real life, driving over a piece of fabric is not that likely to destroy it, but in Cataclysm those things will take damage. There was a bug for a while where even liquids would take damage and be destroyed. I don't know if that's still a thing or not. Obviously that's not how cars work, but it's important to note that driving over things does damage stuff. Usually good to pick up vehicles. If you find a working vehicle, I'll often run them back to base so that we can part them out later. Obviously, this is not a very good vehicle. The reason it's not a very good vehicle is because it's very small. It doesn't have a lot of storage. But for just getting around in the town, we could use this vehicle. Obviously, we could use this to transport more items. It has 2 trunks here in the front, which we could throw stuff into for looting reasons. I don't usually do that. just like the shopping cart is good for that. I just don't really carry shopping carts with me that much anymore. They're very good, and there's something you should definitely grab if you see them, but I just generally don't. And why don't we take the shopping cart with us? Shopping cart counts as difficult terrain, by the way. Oh no, you can't even walk on them anymore? Okay, they used to be difficult terrain. Apparently you can't walk on them anymore. Whatever, we'll take this and we're going to go back and continue clearing out zombies. That was not a good driving tutorial. I will say driving in Cataclysm is one of those things. It's very peculiar at first. I was very overwhelmed with it when I first started playing. I was way worse than I am now. And I have played for years, and I still really struggle with not hitting things. Not because it's difficult or anything like that. I really do think it's mostly just because I'm kind of dumb. And so I often will get into trouble with that. So let's go to running. Getting the horde music because there are so many of them over there. You'll see they are attacking the vehicle that was on. That's because they could hear the engine, and zombies hate cars, so they often get into fights with cars. Let's try to clear some of them out, but we're going to be very mindful of our stamina. He's getting distracted by the car, so it looks like we'll be able to kill him pretty easily. She is also distracted by the car. Let's progress and try to kill one more before the horde arrives. We'll just get them stuck on the car a little bit, and we'll hopefully get them one at a time. This is something you can use cars for. Again, they block enemy movement, and once they're inside, they count as difficult terrain, so they're often slowed down and things, and you can abuse the corners like that to try and attack them around the corners. So that's definitely something you should do. Smash the corpse. Sorry, didn't mean to smash the vehicle. Garbage. I'll take the lighter, I guess. Everything else is garbage. What do you got? Garbage. What do you got? Glock, another 9mm pistol. This is not very good. We'll step up, let some of them see us. Back up. Again, we'll lead them into the car. Go ahead and rest and get your stamina back. Dangerously close. I don't think you were attacked. How long does it take to repair our stamina? They were way over here, and we only had 1 bar missing. Would not have expected to end up in this situation. The message system in Cataclysm's really been bothering me lately. We talked about that a few episodes ago, where it doesn't warn you until it's way too late, which it never used to be like that. So, obviously a very dangerous situation to be surrounded by 3 enemies like that. We handled it just fine. We'll take the fruit leather. Fruit leather lasts for a long time and has some good vitamins in it. Cash card will take. Nothing on you. Let's back up and get our stamina back just for the next little group here. In fact, it looks like there aren't that many left, so we'll just proceed over there. Oops, grab the shopping cart, please. We're going to have a lot of electronic components on our way back to base. Step up, get some of the enemies to come over here. We don't want them to hit the shopping cart because they'll destroy the shopping cart. So let's deal with them away from the cart. Garbage, wait for this guy. Yeah, see that vehicle making noise, like I said, was going to draw the enemies in. And zombies hate cars. They love to smash cars. Refillable lighter, cash card. Don't really want the candy. Don't need the e-cig or the nicotine. Press up. Let some more see us. The vehicle's still on, producing smoke over there. Okay. Back up some. Killer. Clearing out the old zombies. Now, once we get to the arcade, there's a good chance there's a lot of kids in it. Arcades spawn a lot of child zombies, or they used to. So it might be... Ooh, some whiskey. Yes, please. Whiskey is my preferred alcohol in real life. Although I don't drink much anymore. Actually, I really like wine. I know it's such a thing that, like, people made fun of me for when I was a teenager. So it's like... not a teenager. When I was a young adult. I didn't drink until I was 21. Because I follow some rules. Okay, back up here. Very few rules did I follow as a teenager, but that was one of them. Also, no, I definitely smoked underage. Never mind. I was going to say I mostly didn't smoke until I was 18, but I definitely did a little bit when I was like 16. Had a girlfriend and her friends smoked, and I wanted to be cool because smoking makes you cool. Where are we? We're close-ish to the arcade. I think we would see some kid zombies if they were everywhere. Let's be careful walking up to the edge. Oh. Hey. Hello. So many zombies. There's a lot of zombies. Why are you all down here? There's a clear line, right? They're coming down this way. What triggered you guys to come down here? Is this on? One of these vehicles might be on. Seems unlikely. They might have heard something in the clothes store. Oh, I really don't want to fight such a big horde. Maybe they just hear the vehicle running and they're all tracking down here. That's so many of them, though. Where'd you even come from? Probably the baseball field has like bleachers and they probably spawned a bunch of them. I really wanted to go to that arcade. There's so many of them, though. If we even peek around the corner, we're getting exposed to like 15 of them. There's some to our south as well. How many are down here? Oh, you're just completely irrelevant. Yeah, I'm going to jump out and get some of them to come down here. Obviously, clearing such a big horde is like a pretty big ask. We're going to have to really manage our stamina, and we're going to have to retreat a lot. It's definitely doable, but it's something we need to be careful about doing, because if we get grabbed... You ripped my duffel bag, you dick. You're not taking hits very much. If we get grabbed at an unfortunate time, we could be immobilized and exposed to a lot of enemies. But the odds of them all tracking us down and around the corner at the same time are pretty unlikely. Let's get our stamina back. Yes. So we saw a zombie dog all the way to the... Where was there a zombie dog? Zombie dog. Oh, okay. The odds of them all coming down around the corner at the same time are really unlikely. So we should be okay-ish as long as we manage our stamina. We retreat a lot. Okay, stop hitting my effing duffel bag, please. Zombies really like hitting duffel bags. Oh, that's something I didn't think about. Our weapon also will degrade over time as we fight more and more zombies. And I really don't want to go to the nail bat. Oh, you know what we could do? We could shoot. We haven't used guns yet. So that makes a lot of noise, though. And like I said, there might be a lot of child zombies in the arcade. So we really don't want to draw a huge horde of those. Child zombie hordes are much more dangerous than regular zombie hordes. And just because they're harder to hit, which can lead to a lot of problems. I mean, we've killed like 10 of them. How many more could there be? So we'll just keep waiting, see if any of them come down here. It doesn't look like it, so let's wait. Oh, you know what? We have all of our stamina, basically. Let's peek again. Oh, or we'll take care of this straggler here. The smarter thing would be to move down this way and expose them on an angle. That way we're not actually peeking and moving right out here where, for all we know, they've stacked up on the corner. If we move down here and expose ourselves to some of them, we would be further away and we could react faster if things got unfortunate. At the moment, feeling pretty confident, though. Again, I don't often use spears. I forgot just how overpowered they are. And we're just absolutely murdering these zombies. A lot of them are partially damaged as well. That likely means that they were either... Just peek again. It likely means that there was an animal or something that was fighting them, because I don't see any broken glass. Oh, I guess they could have hurt themselves here. Looks like they've broken in the rear door. Doesn't really matter. Let's step out and expose ourselves for a few turns and see who else trickles down here. Okay. Tough Zombie's the one we really need to watch, because they're a little faster as well, I think. They definitely have more HP, but I also think they're faster than the standard zombie. But my god, this spear is just laughable how overpowered the spears are. We've taken, what, no hits, and we've killed like 20 enemies. Oh, should have backed up. We'll go ahead and sprint. We haven't sprinted this whole time either, because there's been no reason to. So, fight the old tough zombie a little bit. Running out of stamina, not really a big deal. We've been dealing with them just fine. Just wait a few turns, stop sprinting. We'll recover stamina while she approaches. This one is not damaged. She seems pretty quick as well. Okay, still no match for my overpowered spear. What we could do is duck around the corner here and just regain our stamina. No, stop sprinting. Herd Wump. It sounds like they're inside there or behind the building smashing things. Yeah, what were you doing, man? You thought you could come through a wooden wall to get me? Zombies are dumb. Okay. I know that this is probably not a lot of fun to watch, but sometimes this is what you do in Cataclysm, you know? Like, we walked around the corner, saw a lot of enemies, and look, now there's, like, nothing here anymore. Tough zombie, a bunny, and a squirrel. Yeah, I think we're good, so let's go ahead and smash all these bodies. Ignore. Energy cola, no thank you. Some jacketed hollow points is fine. I don't know if we have that caliber of gun. Let's just loot them first and then smash them all at once. You know what? Let's haul. This is a little dangerous because hauling takes a lot of time. And if an enemy walked around the corner while we're hauling, we could get exposed to something. But please stop with the dog. Unless it's close to me, why does it matter? Oh my god. Okay, we literally stopped hauling mid. Please, please. Okay. Okay. There's literally too much stuff. Okay, so hauling's not going to work. I wanted to haul everything onto one pile so we could quickly scan everything and just do it this way. None of this clothing interests me. Roadmap. We never talked about maps. I keep forgetting. Let's talk about maps, even though we're 26 minutes in and no one at this point is going to be watching the video. So maps are... God, they had nothing on them. Maps are tools. We can activate the map, Tolland Road Map, and you'll see it has a name attached to it. It is the Tolland Road Map. So if we activate this, it'll lag for a moment because it's generating things and taking care of information. If we go to our map now, you'll see we have all these roads marked. Depending on the type of map, it will also mark buildings. So this was a road map, so it will probably only mark... I thought it would mark like gas stations, but I'm actually not seeing any. So it might just be roads. But this gives you an idea of the world around us. Looks like it also marks subways, which is fine. But this gives you an idea of the world around you. You'll see... Oh, it did mark some buildings. What is this? This is a bank. And I don't know what these are. Police stations. Okay. Subway stations, banks, police stations are revealed by this map. You'll see we got the nearby towns names listed. And we can see because of the roads, we can infer certain things based on this. So like this likely is either a lab, a military outpost, or a farm. You know, you just learn things about that. Same thing over here. This random spoke is probably a farm or a lab or a military outpost of some sort. Things like that you will learn over time. The reason it's attached to the name of this city, so it says Tolland. If we picked up a map and we read it, it would generate the locations around wherever you read it. So if we picked this map up in Tolland and we went all the way across the map to some other, to Barnard over here, and we read the map, it would actually generate around that location. But now they're attached to wherever their name is. So it was named for Tolland. Even if we went over there to Barnard and we read it, it would reveal an area around Tolland because it's a Tolland map. Now, it reveals a ton of area around you, quite far in every direction. But maps are very good. The road map is probably like one of the worst ones. You're looking for... the survivor maps are good. The military... maps are good. They reveal military buildings. They can reveal all kinds of stuff. Gun stores, military compounds, things like that. The road map, not so much, is pretty basic and not very good. We have found other ones. I just forgot all about them. We'll try to read them if we remember to when we get back. I'm not going to kill you, bunny. You're adorable. Any other enemies in the area? Doesn't look like it. So we can make our way over here. Why is the squirrel marked as red on my mini-map? Fleeing from my presence. I had a hiccup. We're seeing some enemies. Zombie dogs. Tough zombies. We're seeing a lot. Some of them have seen us. There's a zombie dog horde over there. Let's back up and deal with them. Zombie dogs are very annoying because they move very quickly and they're hard to hit. He was torn between fighting us and chasing the squirrel. We're just going to bump attack him. We're not going to use our reach weapon because they're so hard to hit to begin with. And then these guys, we will go back to kiting just to conserve our HP. He grabbed us. When you get grabbed, oh good, we have a deep bite wound. When you get grabbed, the main concern is that they can bite you and give you deep bite wounds. But alternatively, it also immobilizes you and you have to try to move to break free of the grab. So let's back up, see if we can kill this guy. You're very annoying. I'm annoyed that he bit us because I believe he grabbed us. And then as we moved, I didn't even see him make that attack and he had bit us. So yeah, we've already talked about treating deep bite wounds. We would use antiseptic on this. Problem is I don't really feel like walking all the way back to base right now. Well, but for a tutorial, I would tell you to immediately go disinfect it. So I guess we'll do that. Okay. We're at 30 minutes though. We should call the episode. So I'll just start heading back to base. We already know this area is mostly clear, so I can just walk on without too much concern. I will turn on safe mode just in case we go around a corner and get exposed to something. Pitbull mix, not really a concern. We'll just head back to base. I try not to hold the key down because the game tends to look not great on my recording when I hold down the keys, but it's fine. So we would grab antiseptic and activate antiseptic on our deep bite wound. This will cure the deep bite wound. I don't know if it's a 100% chance. Let me look. Antiseptic. It does not say if it's a guaranteed chance to cure your bite wound. I think it's guaranteed. Alternatively, you can try to cauterize deep bite wounds and burn the infection out. Don't recommend that. It's a desperate thing you should only do if you're afraid you're about to get an infection and you have no other alternative. Because when you try to cauterize a wound, you will have I think it's 50-50. 50% chance of curing it and a 50% chance of progressing it. So if you fail twice using cauterizing, so fail 2 coin flips, you are instantly infected, and then you have to worry about getting antibiotics, which are a lot more rare than antiseptic. So in general, really always should just have antiseptic. If you get a bite wound in the early game and you don't have antiseptic, your entire life should be about finding antiseptic. Do not stop looting until you find it, because if it progresses to infection, that's so much worse and can really be very, very difficult to deal with. So, and like the scenarios that start you as infected, I don't even play them because it's so RNG heavy on whether or not you find antibiotics. But anyway, we have a damaged fork spear as well. Why don't we call it here? Next episode, we'll get another fork spear and we'll try again to go out and do the arcade. Didn't really work out for us this time. A lot of monster density we had to clear out, which went perfectly, by the way. Outside of that bite wound, which is so inconsequential, we've hardly taken any damage at all. The only thing that happened was that we damaged our fork spear. And you'll see we killed, probably 24 enemies up there. Very easy. Meta game of spears is so overpowered. We've actually killed 121 enemies over the course of the game, and currently we've only taken 122 damage. So basically we're averaging 1 damage to our body per enemy that we kill, which is great. It's very good. As we progress and get better armor, that's going to fall even more. But for now, having 1 point of damage per enemy on day 6 of the game is excellent. So we're doing very well. Yeah, I think we're going to call the episode there. So for now, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode. I'll be back with more Cataclysm tutorial in the near future. And that is it. So I'll see you in the next episode.